kangaroos. People get a little bit confused when they see the two there that scales feeding because they're not red in colour. They're called blue flyers. It's quite common in the female of the species to get that colour. And if you ruffle their fur up, it's actually red underneath, so it looks like they've been to the hairdressers and had a little bit of a tint job done to make themselves look a bit more beautiful. So in Gail's right hand there is Shawnee, and she was found by an adventure tours driver called Sean, so she's named after him. And Sean found her about 100 kilometres south of Coober Pedy, and when he got there, mother had been hit by a car or truck or whatever, and she was in pretty bad condition. She had a broken left eye socket and a lot of damage to the front of her face. And if you get a chance to look at her straight on or on the left hand side, you'll see part of her nose is missing. And she's a bit over 2.5 years old now. She's healed up really well. You can't see the marks on her tail or legs anymore. It's only a funny looking nose is the only sort of permanent scar she's got. This one here, this is Minmar on my left hand. And Minmar's about the same age as Shawnee, only a couple of weeks younger. And Minmar, there was a knock at the door early one morning, and I went out and there's a little Aboriginal girl standing there with a kangaroo in her arms, and she said, will you look after my Malu, please? And Malu is the Aboriginal word for kangaroo in the centre of Australia. And I said, yes, Weddy will look after your Malu for you. And she said her name was Minmar, and that was a pretty cool name, so we kept that name. And we thought it meant woman in Pitjantjatjara language, which is a language spoken more or less between here and Kangaroos. And we said, oh, this is Minmar, it means woman, doesn't it? And they just laughed and went, no, 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 no. It means old woman, so she's the old woman. That's your baby. Bella here, Bella on my right hand is our oldest kangaroo. She's 4 years old. And the reason we still have Bella is about 80% of the kangaroos we've raised over the years have been released. And if we're releasing particularly back into the wild, we have a window of opportunity around about 14 to 16 months when you can actually dehumanise and rehabilitate them. And Bella was in that age bracket when we had a dog attack here. A dog got over the fence and attacked Bella and broke her shoulder. And she was about 6 months recovering, and during that time she pretty well forgot she's a kangaroo. She thinks she's a human now, so she likes her rug next to her heater inside on a cold. She'll just about kill for pizza. Pizza's her favourite food. She loves pizza and doesn't mind a glass of wine, and she's a bit of a connoisseur of wine. She doesn't drink box or cask wine, only bottled wine. She doesn't like white wine, it's got to be a red wine, and generally speaking will not drink it unless it's 2009 or older. So if you give her a cheap bottle of wine, she'll have a little sip, pat her face and walk away in disgust. If you bring out a nice $30 bottle, maybe 2008, a nice Cabernet Sauvignon or a Shiraz or a Merlot, she goes, thank you very much, that's more like it. So she knows her wines. Needless to say, it would be a bit unkind to put her out in the wild now because for one, she's hopeless on the telephone, can't ring up and order pizza. She's underage, can't go to the bottle shop, they won't serve her, she's too young. And besides that, if we did release her and you guys happen to be out there at sunset enjoying a pizza and a glass of wine and Bella came over the top of the hill, you could imagine the paper next day, tourists attacked by wine drinking, pizza eating kangaroos. So probably better for everybody concerned Bella stays with us. Francesca, the other one that's hopped off, she's about 20 months old, and Francesca, when she came to us, the people that had hunted her mother had kept her and not looked after her, so she's in very, very poor condition and suffering from a lot of stress problems. You've got an itch there, have you, babe? Poor old Minmar here can't be released, mainly because Minmar's stupid. She's about the dumbest kangaroo you'd ever want to meet in your life. And most kangaroos, when it rains, they know what to do. They get under a tree or something, or in our case, get in under their shelter or come inside. Poor old Minmar just stands out in the rain, gets soaking wet, and then cries because she's getting wet. Now the bottom line is 2.5-year-old kangaroos don't cry. Baby ones do, big ones don't. But poor old Minmar, she's still like a little baby in her mind, so she doesn't know what to do, and then you've got a very wet, soggy kangaroo that you've got to carry inside, put her in front of the heater and dry her off so she doesn't catch cold. So needless to say, she wouldn't do good in the wild. You want some more, do you? She's also a piggy, she gets a bigger bottle than anybody else. Okay, fine. Little kangaroo. The last 3 times in the last week he's chewed through the internet cable. I think he's trying to get online. So you've got to use the internet and it doesn't work because he's bloody chewed through the cable. So he gets into trouble, this one. He's at the age now where he doesn't have to go back into a pouch, so he can stay out of the pouch and slowly he's only been sort of, probably last about a month that he's been not going in, popping back into a pouch. So around about this age they can stay out and they don't go back in. So he'll grow to, I don't know, around about 2.2 metres tall when he's fully grown, so he's going to be quite a big boy, so bigger than any of us. That's Azza. There wasn't much milk, little man, aren't you thirsty this morning?
What do they eat later when they don't have milk anymore?
The big ones don't need milk at their age, it's purely a treat for them. And Azza gets a full strength milk, and the big ones get a watered down version of the same thing. So it's a bit like you having an ice cream. You don't really need an ice cream, but you enjoy it, so you have them. The big kangaroos have a milk to enjoy. We have a special kangaroo food for them. It's like a chicken pellet that's made for kangaroos. They also have chaff, which is like a milled lucerne,